It's the NFL on NBC, and we are indoors in Indianapolis, Miami, and the Colts in the RCA Dome. So you know the weather is going to be perfect, and this whenever these teams meet here, particularly the last 3 years, very, very close ball games. I'm Charlie Jones with Bob Trumpy. Miami is right in the thick of things in the playoff picture.
Yeah, exactly. I think where Jimmy Johnson wanted them to be at the beginning of the season. Simple today. If they win, they are in. If they win 2, they'll be the 3 seed because they play New England next weekend. So as much as it appears on paper that the Dolphins have struggled, this is the right spot for Jimmy Johnson.
And they are led by the Candyman.
Yeah, the Candyman. All season long, Jimmy Johnson has said, look, we got to run. The candy store is Dan Marino. But he is once again lighting up the NFL. This offense is the #1 passing offense in the NFL. Why not put it in that Hall of Famer's hands?
And we asked him, is it fun at the end of the ball game to go the length of the field in less than a minute? He said, tell you the truth, I would rather have the lead and kneel down at that point. All right, now tell me about the Colts.
Well, 2-12 record. Nothing has gone right for the Colts, but last week a spark of what the Colts really have on offense. Marshall Faulk had his best day, 220 total yards. He is that rare combination of a gifted running back and wonderful, wonderful receiver. So if they can the Colts can get him activated against the Miami Dolphins, they can be a threat even at 2-12.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the ball game. But as we go away, let's join Jimmy Johnson in his pregame huddle.
Patience, poise, win on 3. Here we go.
Here it is.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Off on the ball. Let's go.
5, and I alluded to the fact that they've had problems the last 3. They have lost the last 3 ball games, and those 3 ball games they lost 10-6, 36-28, and 10-6. There's Jimmy Johnson, the head coach of the Dolphins. Their record is 9-5.
But Charlie, they are 3-4 on the road, 6-1 at home. And that, to me, indicates a young team. Difficulty winning on the road.
Lindy Infante, his record is 2-12. He told us yesterday, he said, if Marino is washed up, we should all be so washed up.
Yes. Yeah, he's talking to Jim Harbaugh that here. This football team, when we asked Marshall Faulk to describe this season, he said, close. Yet this year they've lost the close games. The 2 previous seasons, they
look at that starting offensive lineup for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, they got rid of Keith Sims, and Jeff Bucky moves into left guard. Sims was released, picked up by the Washington Redskins. Jimmy Johnson would still like this group to run block a little better, but the most important thing is protect the man, Dan Marino. See Pritchett back in the lineup at fullback, probably their most complete back, although
he is there as a blocker, pure and simple. He's the lead blocker, and he does the job so well as he opens a hole on the right side for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who needs 168 yards to reach the 1,000-yard mark in his last 2 games.
Probably been the strength of this team for the last 2 or 3 years. Excellent pass rush out of Dan Footman the last 6 weeks at defensive end. And rookies starting at corners against Dan Marino, that's not a good combination.
Here's little play action fake by Marino. Throws the deep out to the near side to his favorite receiver, O.J. McDuffie. That is his 71st reception on the year. Monty Montgomery, who has the start in replace of Carlton Gray on the corner, had the coverage. Again, the lead block from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And Potts said that, I do this very well, and he is doing it very well so far. Footman with the tackle. Jabbar is not going to make it on 3rd down.
Well, they tried to trick him there, Charlie. They took Potts out. They put 3 wide receivers in with the tight end, hoping to spread the defense.
Oh, it's a fake to the up back, and it is dropped. The second gamble in a row, it doesn't make any difference who recovers that it was 4th down. So the Colts hold and take over on down.
They're the special teams coach. Let's see what happens here. Well, the fullback, it looked like Parmalee, number 30, didn't get the signal because he didn't even see the ball snap. The ball hits him right in the face mask. He didn't get the call that this is a fake.
Did he miss a meeting?
No, I don't think he missed a meeting. He missed a call. There's Parmley and West off the special teams coach. We got the call. Why didn't you get it?
You try and capitalize immediately and go deep. Harbaugh comes out throwing. Pass is complete to the 38-yard line. He'll pick up about 4. Zach Thomas makes. Here's that offensive line. It's been together this year.
It's absolutely amazing that they have started every game together. From beginning to this point, they have not, one starter has missed a snap. And you certainly hope that for the Colts' sake, Marshall Faulk can get untracked this week as he did last week against the Jets. He tests his blood about 6-8 times a day.
Takes 4 shots always to make sure. Here's a straight power play up the middle by the fullback, Zach Crockett. Neighborhood of the first down, maybe a yard shy as we check out that Miami front 4.
Jason Taylor back on the outside with a broken arm, bad thumb, banged up knee.
And in the secondary,
Tim Jacobs starts. Sam Madison is out. He is deactivated because of his bad ankle.
And Jacobs, number 34. This is only it's his 5th year in the league, but only his second career start. First for Miami, and the last one was with the Browns 3 years ago.
Yeah, so injured
up to his shoulder. Did he reach something grabbed it? Well, what do you want for 6 links? Well, a quarterback sneaks you to it. That will all be sorted out after one more game as to where they'll be in the playoffs if they make it. Here's Marshall Faulk weaving his way through. Just a grab of an ankle. A grab of an ankle, and that was Zach Thomas who got hold of the ankle that saved the touchdown. Whoa.
Boys, you're going to see Armstrong jump, but watch the cutback by Faulk. You see the good little alley created there? That's good patience by Marshall Faulk. When you have a runner like Marshall Faulk, even though you design the play to go to the left-hand side of the offense, there is always that cutoff block on the backside that allows him room to roam, and he took great advantage of it there.
18-yard line inside the red zone. The Colts are 28 of 30 teams inside the red zone. Here's Faulk to the outside, very quickly down the sideline. His second reception of the ball game, I believe. That gives him 41 on the year. Every year he's had 50 or more. The ball on the 7-yard line. It's a straight shot up the middle by the fullback, Zach Crockett, as we go to New York for a 3rd down goal to go. 3 tight ends in the set. The pitch is to Crockett. He goes for the corner. He's cut down. He's not going to make it. He'll lose a couple of yards on the play. It is Zach Thomas.
On that particular play, he was there and there in a hurry.
21-yard field goal attempt by Blanchard is good. And the Colts turned away from a touchdown, settled for 3 points, but they take the early lead. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment.
Hold them to 3 points, so not as bad as it could have been for the Miami Dolphins.
Second offensive thrust. Marino comes out. Pump fake. He wanted to throw it, pulled it back, and just like a shot put pass to Ed Perry. They started the set with 2 tight ends
against Dan Marino.
And now he goes with 3 wide from the shotgun. And on the shotgun here in the Dome, always a silent count. Flag is down. Pass is complete to O.J. McDuffie. He is spun down by Quentin Coriat, but there's a marker on the play. He loves the shotgun. He goes downfield. Pass is complete to Lamar Thomas. His 22nd reception on the year. And Rico Clark brings him down. Drop. Brett Perryman on target. He drops it. Now it'll be 4th down again. Well, Jimmy Johnson gambled for the second time.
And that was great coverage by Rico Clark.
Right on 13-yard line. Second time in the ball game that they've been on offense. Harbaugh hands off to Marshall Faulk, who is having a blazing day. Sean Wooden with the tackle.
Tony Dungy.
We have flags on the play. It is against the defense. Harbaugh has a free play. Scrambles, goes deep into double coverage. The pass is caught by Ken Dilger. It's going to hold up. Out of bounds near the 35-yard line of Miami. Miami was offsides.
Right here, here's Dilger. He recognizes the offsides and stays with the play, Charlie. He realizes this is a free play. Good protection. Harbaugh keeps moving around, and Dilger keeps running the pattern because Chelinski was offside right in front of him, and the completion.
35-yard line of second and 8, 33. Harbaugh again, goes backs in for protection, sideline, tippy-toe Marshall Faulk, and picks up a few more yards. Inside the 29-yard line, Sean Wooden was there to cover him and to take him out of bounds.
Blitz again.
From the shotgun, blitz coming right into the face of Harbaugh. He gets it off just in time, 20-yard line. He goes to Sean Dawkins. It's a first down.
Do is Harbaugh's off to a hot start. They can find the new guy out there on the defense.
Here's Fogg. Now the reverse to Harrison, and he'll draw a crowd. And we got whistles and flags and all kinds of things flying in the sideline. Jason Taylor's over there in the middle of that.
A player from the Colts pulled his helmet off.
A fool with him. 255 with 5% body fat, he told us.
Number 89 of the offense. 15 yards. The down counts. Second down.
Sean Dawkins, who gets into it with Jason Taylor. They grab each other's face mask, and then the pushing and shoving starts. And then Dawkins pulls his helmet off. That's a very dumb play by Sean Dawkins.
That's a face mask takedown, and that's going to cost you. So, second and 25. Little play action fake, back over the middle to Marshall Faulk, who has a lot of room. He goes to the 19-yard line. Gets 16 of it back. Zach Thomas.
Marshall Faulk kind of gets lost, and you cannot lose Marshall Faulk. Anybody else on this offense is okay, but Marshall Faulk, somebody's got to be on him at all times.
First quarter comes to a close. Colts up 3-0. 9 from the shotgun. Harbaugh chased down to the pocket. Throws on the run. That's a tough pass. He goes to Sean Dawkins, who cost him a minute ago. Has it inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Tim Jacobs finally took him out of bounds. Outside the 10-yard line. Colts up 3-0. Little play action fake. Sets throws back right over the middle to Faulk. He's in the end zone. Marshall Faulk scores.
That is the exact same play they just hit Marshall Faulk on at the end of the first quarter.
Harbaugh now 9 of 9 for 109 yards. A plethora of 9s. The 2-12 Indianapolis Colts have a 10-0 lead over Miami. Jimmy Johnson said we would catch a glimpse of Lawrence Phillips. Well, not on this play, little play action. Marino goes deep down the sideline and overthrows the intended receiver, Brett Perryman. Last night, everybody, pretty well knows he's had a trouble past. He said,
number 27 of the defense, 5 yards, first down.
The call going against the Colts. Jimmy Johnson's answer when we said, Lawrence Phillips, how do you handle him? He said, I told him it's very simple. You do it the right way, and I'll determine the right way.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is rather point blank, isn't it, dude, of how this game is going.
Dolphins now go 3rd down and 6 with 3 wide. Shotgun. 4-man rush, pressure up the middle. Pass is intercepted. It was no pass is caught. It was, I thought, overthrown, was going to be intercepted. Brett Perryman stayed on the ball. That is a very tough reception, and meanwhile, Marino is down and comes up grimacing. Impressed by Perryman. And here is Lawrence Phillips, breaks 3 tackles in a row, has 9 yards on the play.
Makes that body fat at 228 pounds. That's not bad.
Second down. Phillips will be dropped for a loss. Tried to make the spin move. We'll spin our way to New York City. Lost today. The Jets are winning right now. Then Miami's in the playoffs. And right now, Miami, truthfully, is struggling. Nothing there for Jarris McPhail, one of the utility men, as Dan Marino calls him. He and Bernie Farmley in the 41-yard line, tipped at 51. His longest to date that he has made is 42. Perfect conditions. No good. No good from 51 yards away, and that means the Colts will take over at the spot of the hole. The gambles are not paying off for Jimmy Johnson thus far in the ballgame. Just outside the upright. Back in a moment. Here in the Dome at home, the Colts defense always plays well against them. Second down and 10. Falk's the motion man. Pulled offside. Was there a false start?
If that's against the Dolphins, Charlie, that's the third time now that they've been offsides, and Harbaugh's using all the tricks in the quarterback book.
Right for the ball game on our telecast. Second down and 5. Falk again in motion, now with 3 wide receivers. Falk becomes a third. Back over the middle, not to Falk this time, where they've been so successful over the middle. This one is Marvin Harrison.
No matter what I've done.
Second down 9. Falk on the draw. Well played defensively. Anthony Harris drops him at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a couple on the play. The Colts 4 for 5 third down opportunities. Here comes 2 more blitzing back. Punt fake, goes deep. It's a touchdown if he catches it. And he catches it, but takes it over the other shoulder, forces him out of bounds. At the 7-yard line is Marvin Harrison.
So that single coverage on the outside. Harbaugh a strong pump fake. And Marvin Harrison kind of fakes the in move and goes by Buckley. If Harbaugh can follow through, this is an easy touchdown, but man.
Second down goal to go. Harbaugh sets, throws, tip, caught. Touchdown. His first touchdown of the year. Go on top of Miami 17-0 with 8:14 left in the second quarter. Back with the kickoff. Wrestling match going on downfield, but we'll go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, here's Dilger. It's just a tight end delay. They cover Marshall Faulk this time, even though the ball is tipped. Enough velocity on it that Dilger is wide open. Watch this ball getting tipped. This is off of the same tree of patterns where they hit Marshall Faulk before. And Ken Dilger, the tight end, just kind of late down through the middle. Congratulations for his first touchdown of the season, putting his team up 17-0.
292. Ironically played his collegiate ball at Florida. Here comes the blitz. He went forward with it. It came out of his hands. They're going to rule it a fumble. And the Colts have the ball. Dan Footman comes up with a fumble recovery. I thought, like Jimmy Johnson, I thought his motion was forward.
Change of possession.
It's what?
Pressure by Whittington, steps up. Oh, that's a fumble. He has it down. It looks like it bounces off his thigh board. See if we can see it clearer here. Again, Whittington with the pressure. Yeah, bounces right off his down. Yep, he pulled it down.
164 yards, 2 touchdowns thus far. And here is Falk, cannot get to the outside. Well played. Guess who? Zach Thomas. Second down and 11. We have a little jumping and whistles. Time may have run out.
There's the snap. Ball start. Number 28 of the offense.
From Marshall.
5 yards. Still second down.
That's the number 1 lady in his life. Harbaugh back to throw. Has pressure. Flags come flying. We've got a couple drop. Pass is incomplete.
Holding. Number 73 of the offense. 10 yards.
Adam Meadows.
Second down.
Congratulations though to Jimmy Harbaugh, who just went over the 20,000-yard mark. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up well. He's out of time. Has to throw it away. Go with the field goal attempt.
He has not made one over 50 yards this year, Charlie.
This one will be 51 yards away. Under perfect conditions, if it stays in, he's got it from 51 yards out. Add 3 more. Make it 50 official. Still counts 3, 20-0. Shotgun, 3 wide.
Blitz again.
Far rejection and almost intercepted.
But Charlie, again, it was great coverage.
Rico Clark.
By Rico Clark, but again, not.
John Kidd will be kicking. Nate Jaquette is the return man. Ooh, good kick. 37-yard line, slips one would-be tackler up the sideline and then out of bounds. Last game of the season, New England and Miami, that Monday night game. This one is complete. Ken Dilger, who has scored a touchdown earlier in the ballgame, his first of the year, has received.
At their peak psychologically, they are duds at this point today. Another offsides.
Sean Dawkins was the motion man coming across. We've got flags everywhere. Down. 1st and 5. Here's Marshall Faulk. Cuts back, a little bit of an opening. Squeezes through, picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Armstrong with the tackle.
He didn't believe in it much with the way the first half has gone here this afternoon.
Here's the 1st down. How close have they been this year? They're 2-12. The Colts have lost 7 games by a total of 23 points. That is an average of just over 3 points a game for 7 losses. We had a little jumping. We've got flags. This is another free play. Dilger. They're wide open. Dilger. Nobody within 20 yards. His 2nd touchdown. The flags are going against Miami. It's a free play.
Offside. Defense.
Big time. Extra point is good. Colts are up 27-0.
With 1:55 to go in the first half. First off, you're going to see offsides. For the 5th time in the first half, you see guys jumping. Gardner. And as happened in the first quarter, both Harbaugh and Dilger stay with the play. Dilger is uncovered. Zach Thomas thinks it's an out. The closest guy to the tuba player is the guy that put the wreath up there. Congratulations from the NFL Films guy. 27-0. You know.
Oh, I like that. Now 4 wide receivers for Miami. 1:55 time remaining. First half. Shotgun. 20-yard line. Sack. That is only, are you ready for this? That is only the 15th time, 1-5, that Miami has been sacked this year. I forgot about the other sack. You erase it with Marino. Has to pull it back. And fumble ball comes out. Colts may have it again. They do. Colts have it on the fumble recovery. The 2 right.
Again, with a 3-man rush, 8 guys dropping. Ellis Johnson with the spin move.
Fontenot causes it. Yep.
No question the ball is loose.
14. Colts up 27-0 and looking to the end zone. Harbaugh's going to run with it. And a semi-dive slide inside the 10. Zach Thomas was there to cover him.
We have seen this several times. This formation, Harbaugh back there probably mouth the gate. I can't believe that they don't cover Ken Dilger.
Whose coverage is that?
Well, Zach Thomas blitzed. So somebody's supposed to cover for Zach Thomas on the blitz. Obviously no one did.
So, the score at halftime. The Colts 34, the Dolphins nothing.
All right, Charlie, and we go to Buffalo, where Mark Brunell's 60-yard pass to Keenan McCardle set this up. A 13-yard scamper around the left side by Brunell into the end zone. 7-0. Jaguars take the lead on the Bills. Jacksonville with a win clinches a playoff berth today, Charlie. All right, Charlie, in Buffalo, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the focus on a playoff berth. Natron Means from 2 yards out finds the end zone, and with the extra point, the Jaguars are now up 14-0 on the Bills' second quarter, Charlie.
And now let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel. Johnson made a call earlier, and you think there's a reason for that?
Now looking back on it, I do believe this attempt on 4th down to run the trick play that was failed by Miami. Bernie Parmalee didn't get the message. He was trying to light a fire. Later on in the first half, 2 fumbles by Dan Marino. 1 there. Obviously, also 2 sacks on Dan Marino. That one recovered by Dan Footman. And then, again, almost the same kind of situation, just a 3-man rush. He pumps a little bit. The ball is knocked loose. Ellis Johnson comes up with the recovery. And, you know, now that I look back at that first half, Jimmy Johnson knew exactly what his team's frame of mind was. And they're now in a situation where they're being totally embarrassed.
In addition to Harbaugh's mom and dad who are here and his wife's here, he also has his son's soccer team here as his guest. Flag is going to drop. It'll be a pass interference call. It'll go against Tim Jacobs. 13, 58 yards, 2 sacks, 2 fumbles lost, a career high 4 touchdowns for Jim Hall. 16 of 20, 218 yards.
Yeah.
Harbaugh to throw. Being chased out of the pocket and down. Fumble. The ball is loose. Miami may come up with it. We qualify that. They do have it.
And it's Sean Wood
for the recovery. You're right. And for the Dolphins, really their first break in the ballgame.
Taylor comes from the downside and on the roll by Jim Harbaugh. See if we can pick up what happens.
I think he gets the AstroTurf right on that point of the elbow is what it looks like.
And you see the dive for the football. Watch his left arm as Jason Taylor grabs a hold of it.
It hit his mask. 37-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Play action fake. Marino deep over the middle. Pass is caught. This will be a first down. It was caught at the 24-yard line. O.J. McDuffie and Jason Belzer makes the tackle. Miami's first half. You could label it a disaster.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can even put Miami's name on this first half. They did so little.
And plays in the first half. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, now a bit of a spark for the Dolphins.
Yeah, the only way that Miami can get back in this football game is turnovers, as Jim Harbaugh is being attended to on the sideline.
Marino taking a lot of time, 3 seconds on the clock. Abdul-Jabbar close to the 15-yard line. 3rd down and 1. First time for Miami in the red zone. It'll be close to the first down marker. Looks as if he has it. Lawrence Phillips is the tailback, and he's got the first down. Not with a lot to spare.
No.
His momentum will take him to about the 13, and then the defense pushed him back. Here he is again, cuts back, fights his way to about the 7-yard line.
Again, Charlie, something you said in the first half about Lawrence Phillips. He has a foreign body in his knee. He's going to need knee surgery in the offseason.
Here he is again. Inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line.
Now he'll push the pile, won't he?
He does.
Did you see that?
Oh, yes. Tailback. Has it again. And he's dropped for a loss. Colts defenders were there, led by Ellis Johnson. 4th down, of course you go for it. You'll go with a silent count. That's what he's pointing to me. He throws on the break. The break was to the inside. He threw it to the outside.
It looked to me, Charlie, like the ball was tipped, but it ended up indoors. No, it wasn't tipped. He just threw it that poorly from the...
No, it's going to be O.J. McDuffie is the return man. Here's pressure, gets it away. Pretty good kick under a lot of pressure. McDuffie takes it on the run, spins away from a hit. Second man gets it. He made a nice move to avoid Jason Belzer. Are in the backfield. We'll close the book on Dan Marino as Doug Grabert, our director, catches the frustration on his face. Only 7 of 15, 71 yards and 2 sacks. Erickson from the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Barely gets it off. Pass is complete. Nice moves downfield by Brett Perryman. Belzer, I believe, with the blitz was right in the face of Erickson. He came high on top of him.
Roll. We're not going to get shut out, gentlemen. I'm here to score.
This is the 5th play of the drive. Lawrence Phillips. Erickson thus far has completed 3 of 4 for 22 yards throwing.
Those folks takes the Colts to the playoff 2 straight years. He's waived, goes to Miami.
Third down and 2. Phillips is stymied and pushed back. After these messages from your local station. We'll go for it as they trail 34-0 as we go into the fourth quarter. Phillips is decked at the line of scrimmage. He's not going to make it. The Colts will hold. They will take over on downs, reminiscent of the way the ball game really started. Jackie, we have it there as Maya. We haven't been able to find. Maya and Jim surprised his dad with an early Christmas present. A big red luxury car in celebration. His dad's the head coach at Western Kentucky University, had their best record ever, and everybody said his dad was just thrilled to death.
Yeah.
He said, camera, microphone, you bring it, Dad will talk.
Yeah, he'd love it.
Sean Dawkins. He's going to pick up the first down, I believe. Let's see where they give him the mark. 4-0. And that was the score at halftime. A flag is down on the far side. Zach Crockett pulls it in. Crockett with 15 receptions coming into the ball game. Sean Wooden, who has a fumble recovery, has the tackle.
Out here.
That was on Jason Taylor. He told us yesterday the season has gone by in a blur. Marshall Falk. Derek Rogers.
Hicks. That, of course, was sideline.
And Falk will pick up the first down.
So even with the third win today, Chicago plays tonight. Arizona at 3-11, or Indianapolis or Chicago would have the first pick in the draft.
56-39 in the down year, and then he's moving on the 50 mark again this year. And he has another reception. Wright Hollier with the tackle.
How about the Christmas
I thought we were
shopping?
indoors, so it doesn't make any difference.
How about the Christmas shopping? Talk to me, pal. Tell me anything here.
Here's Cliff Gross. I like this story about your grandson.
I'm done talking about this football game, Charlie. You're going to have to entertain me some other way.
Tell everybody about your grandson. His mother said, you're going to go down to the office with me today. You've got to put on a suit.
Yeah. So mom goes in. She gets dressed. Grandson is in there. She comes in to get him, and he's got his bathing suit on. It's the only suit he owns. He figures mom wants me in the suit. I'm going in the suit. So he was ready to go out the door with a suit on.
It was perfect. Third down and 9. Harbaugh dives, and he's got it. He knows where that marker is. He dives at the 20. If he slides, it's where the ball is on the slide. He's not going to make it. If he dives, he makes it. In the backfield for the Colts. Both go in the pad and throws quickly to the left side. That's to Sean Dawkins. Dawkins will pick up the first down. It's going to be first down and goal to go. The Colts lead at 34-0, and they want more.
Yeah, well, they're all saying, you've won the game. Don't rub it in our face.
21 first downs. Here is Vaughn. Marshall jumps to the outside, cuts back in, keeps going, has the touchdown. His second of the ball game, his 6th of the year.
Just no effort on the part of Miami. Look at all the guys on their feet, just trying to bump him out of bounds. Zach Thomas makes an effort to kind of overdoes it a little bit.
Erickson's pass is complete. First down on the far side to Brett Perryman. Was it Perryman? No.
Manufacture something here, and they have not manufactured anything.
Third down and 5 into coverage, incomplete. Lamar Thomas takes a beating in coverage.
It is on the line.
The record will be 9-6. Incomplete. The Jets' record will be 9-6. New England's record is 9-6. And we'll be back in just a moment. Miami. And here's that playoff picture again.
Yeah, again, because of the loss of New England last night, Miami's lost today. Jets win next Sunday at Detroit. They make the playoffs as a wild card. And then the matchup between Patriots, Dolphins, if the Jets win, the loser is out of the playoffs. Jets lose next weekend. Patriots, Dolphins, both in the playoffs. One, the AFC East winner. One is the wild card, and it'll depend on point differential between the two. Patriots already have a victory up on Miami. And
also they'll know about it because the Jets play on Sunday. The New England-Miami game is the last Monday night game.
That is correct. Now for the Miami,
unexpected on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, 2-12 football teams are dangerous, and if you cooperate, they blow you right off the field, 41-0.
And that's exactly what happened here today. Harbaugh with a career best 4 touchdown passes. His tight end Ken Dilger with a career high 3 touchdown receptions. We'll be back in just a moment. The final once again, the Colts 41 and the Dolphins nothing. Afternoon to remember if you're a Colt fan.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh enjoying talking to the local press on the sideline.
He's going to stay out there for a while.
Absolutely. I mean, probably saying, you know, if we could have spread a few of these points out through the season, we wouldn't be 2-12.
That's very true. That's what we mentioned earlier. They've lost 7 games this year by a total of a little over 4 points. And last year they won 7 games by around 4 points per game. And the difference in a playoff and not being in the playoff.
Yeah, well, I would have never expected Miami to come in here and just play as awful as I think I've ever seen them play. Yeah. And now the last week of the season for the AFC East, it is all or nothing. I mean, for New England, the Jets, and Miami, Charlie.
Harbaugh, 20 of 26, 255 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's been on a Harbaugh afternoon. Once again, our final score, the Colts win it 41-0. Now stay tuned for the final day of the EMC Skills Challenge coming up next on NBC. We're glad that you could be with us this afternoon inside in Indianapolis. For Bob Trumpy, I'm Charlie Jones. So long from Indianapolis. You have been watching the Colts upset Miami. It's all going to come down to next weekend, the Jets, Miami, and New England. You have been watching the NFL on NBC. Harbaugh celebrates the network of the Super Bowl.